The first day of the new year marked a renewed investment towards tax incentives in a statewide film office for Wisconsin. We sat down with filmmakers in the Chippewa Valley to hear what they love about creating in the state they call home.
Filmmaking is always a community thing, but I think being able to do it where you're at just feels a little different, a little bit more special.
So a lot of people here have been working in obscurity or quietly and making their own things and not expecting some kind of giant fanfare. So people who are just getting into it, coming out of college, is a kind of a low barrier to entry because it's not like you have to have achieved some giant, lofty accomplishment in order to be accepted into the community.
There's never a sense of, oh, someone's up here and everyone else is down here taking orders. And I think that's what makes making movies so much fun and different from anything else.
I moved to the Midwest when I was 8 from Texas, and the people and places that I experienced since moving here have been wildly inspirational. I think they have formed the sense of humor in what I make and the sense of weirdness that I love. Especially rural Midwest is just a weird place.
I just think that it's beautiful. The landscape's beautiful. The people are beautiful. The connections that we make, they're just powerful.
If you drive through the hills and stuff around the area with someone who isn't from around here, they're like, these are beautiful. And then you need to remind yourself, oh yeah, those are.
The proximity to nature, the big pine trees and the rugged rocky dells that we have, those are really unique to this area. And they have them just right in town. It's really cool.
Kind of stuff that people who are from the South or from the Southwest in particular don't really have access to. And so it feels like a complete fantasy land up here, which just lends itself to so many different kinds of filmmaking.
It seems really simple, but a cornfield at sunset looks amazing. When you put a character in that walking past it, it can feel just as alone as a desert.
We're not on the coasts, and so when people think of where they want to shoot or what story they want to tell, they rarely come here. And so in a lot of ways, we're this untapped gem.
I've been a TV video journalist since 1987. And when we do stories, we're basing on characters. We're looking for the local character, which we can build a story around. And so the story is organic in that it's built around that local character. Everybody that you know is a character. Your mom, your uncle, your sister, your teacher, they're characters. And that's what you find when you do this, is that you don't have to go to Hollywood to find the characters.
I think what's been so compelling for us is recognizing and discovering these kind of underrepresented stories right here in Eau Claire, and having an opportunity to try to take the visuals, take the music, take the story, and kind of bring them together so we have a document, a record that can be used for generations of folks to better know this region. That's a real honor. It's not just about the movie you make, it's about the people you get to understand and meet along the way, and that's been such a powerful attribute to the whole experience.
I started making movies with all my friends in high school, and a lot of those people are the same people that I'm still making movies with now.
Here you go, River.
And if I were to go off to some other place, that would change.
I have been so lucky to find a really dedicated community of filmmakers in the area, at school, and then through connections I've made at school.
People lending their locations to us, people supporting us financially or emotionally.
Keep coming back here because this is a major part of who I am and what kind of films I want to make. I just shot a feature here in September in Menominee. I was a little nervous, honestly, about getting the size of crew I wanted. I knew I had a good core group. And I was blown away. We had towards the end, about 60 or 70 people who ended up working on the movie. Some were just really eager and amazing UW Stout kids. It was a real lesson because I was like, oh, I don't know what I was nervous about. That went fantastic. And I think that's going to be true for anybody who decides to shoot here.
I'm hopeful because I would honestly rather stay if I can kind of have my cake and eat it too by being able to stay here and be gainfully employed. That would be great.
Visit Eau Claire recently set up a film page to attract film business here. I think everybody's had a really quick vision that this could be really good for the area.
I think the truth of it is these new tax incentives probably aren't going to help a movie of our budget size, but we're a big fan of believing that a rising tide lifts all boats, and I think that's very much true. We're hoping it can then lift some of the smaller boats along with it, and that's what's kind of cool about this whole incentive is if those big pictures come to town, we're here to help, and hopefully we can be a part of that.
I live here. I know its people. And I know when somebody comes to me and says, I had this unique story, I say, wow, that's us. That's generated from here. That person lives here. That story is organic.
I think when you grow up in small towns, you're used to being as resourceful as possible, and you don't wait for somebody to tell you to do something. And that attitude is prevalent through every little town I've been through where people are making films.
I mean, there is, of course, money to be made, but more important than that, too, there are stories to be told. We've let the arts go away for too long. It's time to reel us all back in and see what we can do for the state.